Hey guys, I'm Dr. Josh Jagoda, and today we're going to talk about the hip flexor. And you all know probably out there, if you've been searching a lot of videos, that the hip flexor is commonly the problem for a lot of low back pain, hip pain, and things like that. So I'm not saying stretching it is great. I'm not saying strengthening it is great. It all depends on your case. But that being said, I do see a ton of people who are stretching it, but they stretch it improperly. So if you are going to go ahead and stretch it, let's at least do it properly. So let's go ahead and do that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you, this is how a lot of people stretch the hip flexor, right? So they have this nice, good, comfortable position, and what they're doing is they're doing this, right? And at first, if you see my back, you probably don't see it much, but you can see what's happening. I'm leaning back. I'm arching my back like this, right? I'm arching like this. I'm going like that. I'm not getting my belly involved. My butt is not engaged. And as a result, I'm really just I'm overextending at the spine. And I'm really risking a lot more problems. So if you are doing this, stop. There's definitely ways to slow it down and do it properly, okay? So first, we're going to get into this position. What we like to do here from this position is we like to turn on our butt muscles. So if you can, kind of poke at it, make sure it's turned on. If it's not turned on, we have some cues that we can do that with. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a pelvic tilt. So kind of like when we kind of pelvic tilt like this, like a normal pelvic tilt. And what we're going to do is we're going to pelvic tilt and then lean our shoulder and our belly button forward. We don't want to be outward like this, right? Looking at you while I'm supposed to be going this way, right? So from this position here, we're going to come in, we're going to pelvic tilt, get the glute firing on. And what I like to do is I like to take almost like a hamstring curl, and I like to pull myself forward like this. So just like I'm pulling forward, all right? And so in this position, we'll come in, we'll pelvic tilt, we'll pace forward with that pull, and we want to make sure again our abs are straight, our belly is straight. We're really getting the hip flexor, not the spine, okay? Just so we do this again, we're going to come in, grab this position, we're going to turn on the butt muscle, we will pelvic tilt, flatten the spine a little bit, create more of a neutral position, strengthening this way. And see my spine now, it's not overly arched. It's nice and flat for the most part, right? And so you're keeping that nice and steady. And I feel a ton of stretching going on through this position. So if you're going to stretch your hip flexor, guys, this is how you do it. You definitely don't want to do it and then say that you've done it, but do it improperly and now hurt your back. And now you're blaming the hip flexor stretch when it's actually your technique. So make sure your technique is down. And then if that's still the problem, then we have other answers. But if it's not the problem, then what you want to do is just make sure you have good technique first, because that can eradicate or eliminate some of the problems that you're having in the beginning and in the first place. All right, guys? I'm Dr. Josh Jagoda. That is how to properly stretch your hip flexor. I'll see you guys next time.